This is the ETBU Sportsnet Coaches Show. I'm Kenneth Klein. Today we're talking with head women's basketball coach Edsel Hamilton. Coach, you had a couple of games over at Abilene. Why don't you quickly recap those games for us?
We tried a different lineup out to start the Hardin-Simmons game and hoping it would get us off to a little bit faster start, and we still struggled out the gates and got down early. And, again, the thing I've been most proud about with our team is that our kids just keep fighting. They never quit. And, I think the two that we moved into the starting lineup were a little nervous. It was their first college start, and they were a little nervous. But so obviously I think the Saturday game was their second start, and they did much better in that game. And I think that's something that's going to carry over to this game. I think we rallied back from a deficit again. And, Hardin-Simmons made some shots when they needed to. We really struggled shooting the ball again in that game, which I was hoping we'd do a little better because we were shooting the lights out in practice the day before, and I was kind of hoping that would carry over. But, for whatever reason, we just couldn't find the net. And, so hard to take that loss. Saturday, I think, was a great game. I think we finally kind of put it all together, offensively at least, except for turnovers. Turnovers killed us in the end. Again, we started the game off a lot better. And then, they hit, it just happened to be a day that McMurry hit a lot of shots too. They had a couple girls coming in the game that were 0 from 3. And I think, one of them had like 19 in the first half. She was just hitting everything she put up. And I didn't think our defense on her was that bad. I think we left them open a couple of times for some shots. But, a lot of their shots, we were there with a hand up, and they just made them, and credit to them. And they had one girl that went like 9 for 11 from the field, same thing. They hit a ton of shots. But we finally were hitting. I think we shot around 52% for the game, which is awesome. And, we forced a lot of turnovers and everything, and again, fought and came back from a big deficit again, after they started hitting a bunch of shots. And I think we ended up taking the lead with late in the fourth quarter, and just right there at the end, all we had to do was get the ball in and go down and run a play and try to score, and we turned it over a couple times. And it was really a 1-point game, and said we threw the ball away late, and they got layups out of it, and that's what ended up being the final margin. But again, like I've been stressing with our team, but this is all a process. We're building and trying to get better, and I'm trying to figure out who to play and how much to play them and everything, and I'm getting more comfortable with that, and I think the girls are getting more comfortable with their roles on the team and with the lineups that they're playing with, and we're improving, and that's what's important.
Saul Ross this weekend. Fortunately, you don't have to travel out there. They said they're coming down here, so you'll have a home game this weekend. So what's your thoughts on that?
They're a totally different team than they've been the last couple of years, and obviously, they beat us out there last year. And that was a hard loss for us to take, but they're good this year. They're really good. They got a bunch of transfers in. They got a new coach that was at Lubbock Christian had an undefeated Division II national championship season last year, and he brought in a bunch of D2 transfers with him, and so they're a totally different team than they were last year. They shoot a ton of threes. They're going to be really hard to play against. They beat UT Tyler last week and hit 14 threes in that game. So. We definitely got our work cut out for us defensively. I still got to get in, and it's going to spend most of the day today trying to watch a little more film on them. I've watched a little bit, but need to watch some more and try to figure out what we can do to kind of slow them down from the perimeter and figure out how we can score on them. So it's going to be a hard game, but I hope everybody will come out. It's our first home game in a while, and we're doing wearing our special throwback uniforms. And there's going to be an ugly sweater contest and all that kind of fun stuff. So I hope people will come out and check us out.
Also, you'll be playing Howard Payne this Saturday as well. So your thoughts on that one?
They're really good too. They also beat UT Tyler last week, and they're a team that traditionally in the last few years they press a lot. They're very active. They force a lot of turnovers, which obviously has been a problem with us. I think the two of us are leading the conference in forced turnovers. So. Might be a little bit sloppy, and really it might come down to who takes care of the ball better. Really, I thought they were going to be down a little bit from losing their best player. Danielle Bradley was a multiple-time All-American, but they've had a couple girls really step up and been playing really, really well for them. So they're going to be good, and they do actually have quite a few players back other than losing Bradley. They've got a lot of people back, so they're pretty experienced. And so they're going to be hard to play against. So should be 2 exciting games. So we're really glad to be back home. We've only had 1 home game so far. So we'll see if we can carry over some of the good things that we've been doing with our offensive execution and our defensive intensity. If we can carry that over, I think we're going to have a good weekend.
All right, Coach. Thanks for talking to us on the ETBU Sportsnet.